What's good, everybody? Hope that you guys are all having a blessed day, and welcome to Sharpe News, the show where we talk everything football. I'm your host, Marcus Sharpe, and we have a ton of things to get into today. Things like the Antonio Brown trade, all of the players who have recently been released from their teams, as well as the NFL potentially letting their players play in the AAF. But the first order of business that we have to talk about is this past weekend's NFL Combine. Now, the NFL Combine weekend is a great weekend because it allows any player that was invited to show their skills and try and help improve their draft stock. And with that being said, every year at the Combine, there are a couple players who just stand out from the rest. So real quickly, let me tell you guys a couple of the top performers at this year's Combine. Starting off with Mississippi State edge rusher Montez Sweat. Montez went out there and ran a 4.41 second 40-yard dash, which is an NFL Combine record for a defensive lineman. On top of that impressive 40-yard dash, he also had a 36-inch vertical and an 125-inch broad jump. And he did all of that while coming in at 6'6" and 260 pounds. After his performance at the Combine, Montez solidified himself as a first-round talent. Next up, we gotta take a look at the guy that everyone's been talking about from this past weekend, an Ole Miss wide receiver, DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf measured in at 6'3" and 228 pounds, but that did not stop him from running a 4.33 second 40-yard dash. On top of that, he also had a 40.5-inch vertical and an 134-inch broad jump. Now, real quick, if any of you guys are interested in seeing what DK was looking like in high school, if you guys can get this video to 300 likes in the first 24 hours of this video going live, I will be dropping a video of his high school highlights tomorrow. So go run up that like button. Now, after DK's performance at the Combine, most NFL scouts have him ranked as a top 10 pick. Now, this is a big deal because prior to the NFL draft, most NFL analysts had him ranked as more of a top 20 pick. Now, the difference between being the 10th overall pick and the 20th overall pick, as far as when you're looking at first round picks goes, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. However, when you're looking at contracts, it is a huge deal. As a comparison, let's look at last year's draft where with the 10th overall pick, the Cardinals took Josh Rosen. His contract was worth $17.8 million with $11 million of it guaranteed. And then let's compare that to last year's 20th overall pick where the Cowboys picked up Leighton Vander Esch. His contract was worth $12 million with $6.8 million of that being guaranteed. So yeah, in just the difference of 10 picks, almost half of your guaranteed money could be lost. So yeah, the Combine was a big day for DK Metcalf. And lastly, let's take a look at this year's top two quarterbacks heading into the draft in Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray. Now, Dwayne Haskins ran a 5.04 second 40 and had a 28.5-inch vertical. And while those might not sound like the most impressive measurables, Dwayne was more able to showcase his talent during the field events, where he was able to make a bunch of NFL throws in front of NFL scouts. And now we couldn't talk about the draft without at least bringing up Kyler Murray's name at least once. Now, normally heading into the Combine, most teams want to know how fast the player is or how high they can jump, except that wasn't the case for Kyler Murray. You see, heading into the Combine, every team wanted to know how tall really is Kyler Murray, seeing that there was a lot of reports claiming that Kyler Murray was only 5'8". However, Kyler Murray measured in at 5'10" and 194 pounds. And while Kyler Murray did not participate in any of the on-field events, he was able to affect his draft stock in another way. If you guys didn't know, the NFL Combine is more than just the 40-yard dash and the vertical. No, it's a chance that all 30 teams get to interview each of the players that they're considering picking up in the draft and getting to know them as a person. You see, you have to look at it from the NFL team's perspective. You're about to give a college-age kid millions of dollars without knowing what type of person they are? No, that's why these interviews are so important, because it gives teams a chance to figure out what type of person these players are, to kind of figure out just like if they're going to mesh in their locker room and things like that. And during these interviews, Kyler Murray was able to reassure a ton of teams that he is fully committed to playing in the NFL. Now, right now, Kyler Murray is projected to go first overall to the Arizona Cardinals. However, if you guys don't remember, last year Arizona picked up Josh Rosen with their first round pick. However, we'll talk a little bit more about Kyler Murray versus Josh Rosen in a minute. Now, next up, unfortunately, we have to talk about all the players who weren't able to make it to training camp. Now, don't worry, you guys, this happens every single year, and all of these players still have a chance to be picked up going into next season. On the screen right now is a list of all the players who have been released or did not have their options picked up by their current team. A couple of the standout names include players like safety Eric Weddle, linebacker Jamie Collins, free safety Glover Quinn, and kicker Matt Bryant. Now, sadly, we've arrived to the end of my part in this video. However, 1 second before you click off, because this might be the most interesting part of the video. And that, of course, is the NFL rumors and speculations. Now, myself, Marcus Sharpe, I try and give you guys an unbiased breakdown of the news each week. However, I have hired the expertise of one of the NFL's most prestigious analysts to help me out with this news section. And so with that being said, let me introduce you guys to my NFL insider, Jack Marius Sharpington. How are you doing today, Jack Marius?
Oh, we're live?
Hello, Jack Marius. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Marcus. I can hear you, Marcus.
Oh yeah, take it away.
All right, perfect. Well, my name is Jack Marius Sharpington, and today I am your guys' insider to give you all of the juiciest news happening around the league. All right, so first up, Josh Rosen is available, or is he? Now, ever since the Arizona Cardinals picked up new head coach Cliff Kingsbury, there has been a controversy surrounding Josh Rosen's future with the team. Seeing that before he became the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, he is on quote saying that he would take Kyler Murray with the first overall pick.
I'd take him with the first pick of the draft if I could.
And on top of that, Cliff Kingsbury tried to recruit Kyler Murray to come to Texas A&M. And then in late February, people noticed that Josh Rosen had deleted all of his Cardinals-related posts off of his Instagram. Pretty strange, right? However, like every other celebrity that posted something that they didn't mean to on Instagram, of course he got hacked. Just a couple of days after Josh Rosen had deleted those posts off of Instagram, the Cardinals general manager Steve Keim went on record saying this when asked about Josh Rosen's future with the team.
Is Josh Rosen our quarterback? Yeah, he is right now for sure.
Does that sound too reassuring that Josh Rosen's going to be staying with the team? Now, the Cardinals could be doing one of two things. They can either A, be faking like they're showing interest in picking up Kyler Murray with that first overall pick so that other teams like the Giants, who potentially are looking to pick up a quarterback, might move up and they can make the first overall pick more valuable. Or secondly, they genuinely do have interest in picking up Kyler Murray with that first overall pick. Then on Tuesday, March 25th, Charlie Casserly reported that he talked to an NFL team that said that the Cardinals are currently shopping Josh Rosen. And Bucky Brooks of the NFL Network was talking to a couple of teams trying to figure out what kind of value that Josh Rosen would pull on the market, and he said that teams would not give up more than a third or a fourth round pick. That is a huge drop off, seeing that Josh Rosen was the 10th overall pick in last year's draft. Now, me personally, of all of my years being an NFL analyst, I have never seen a team draft a quarterback with their first round pick in 1 year and then the very next year get rid of that same player. Normally, you let the guy at least play a couple of years to determine whether he's a bust or not. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think that the Cardinals should do with Josh Rosen? Do you think that they should give up on him right now? Or do you think that they should give him some time to see whether he's a boom or a bust? Next up, we have breaking news, people. We have breaking news. It is reported that Antonio Brown will very soon be a member of the Buffalo Bills. Now, this came out super late last night, so the details are not fully in stone, but right now it looks like the Steelers are going to move forward in trying to get Antonio Brown to the Bills. Now, if I'm Antonio Brown, I don't know how I feel about this, seeing that the Bills have not really been the best team these past couple of years, and they don't have a solid quarterback. But I want to hear from you guys. Be sure to comment it down below. Next up, Nick Foles is heading to Jacksonville. According to Les Bowden of Philly.com, the Jags intend on signing the former Super Bowl MVP March 13th, the day that teams are officially allowed to sign free agents. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles actually wanted to keep Nick Foles, seeing that they did pick up his player option. However, Nick Foles paid $2 million back to the team just so that he can go out onto the open market. Now, that is a lot of money to pay to a team that wanted you, especially because if he did stay on the Eagles have to pay him $20 million. Now, from the looks of it, it sounds like Nick Foles wants a secure starting role, and he would be able to get that in Jacksonville. But do you guys think that Nick Foles will be a hit in Jacksonville? And the last news story that I will be bringing you today is probably the most interesting one. Now, there have been a couple of rumors that NFL teams are considering sending their players to the AAF. Now, this could be big news later on, because if the two leagues could come to an agreement, the AAF could become like the G League is to the NBA. A league where teams could send their young or unproven players to help develop them and to help grow their game so they're not just sitting on the bench all year. Bill Polian said in a quote in USA Today that the talks are ramping up. Now, there are a lot of hurdles that the two leagues would need to get over so that this could actually happen. But if this were to happen and the AAF were to become like a G League is to the NBA, this would be a great addition to the NFL, and it would also put more eyes onto the AAF. But with all that being said, I'm your football analyst, Jack Marius Sharpington, and I'm sending it back to you, Marcus.
All right, thank you for that exciting news, Jack Marius, and I'll catch you next week. All right, you guys, with that all being said, that is all the news that I have for you guys for this week. Please be sure to comment down below if there are any stories that you wanted me to cover this week that I might be able to cover next week. Also, be sure to leave this video a like if you do enjoy of these new style videos. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can stay on top of all the videos that I am coming out with. All right, you guys, with all that being said, hope that you guys all have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.